Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm working with the oldest electrical device that can transfer audio signal to the long distances. So let's start.
Audio tinkering lab, where sounds twist and snag, echoes of the past, blending new crafts.
The device itself is the phone. It was invented over 170 years ago by an Italian gentleman named Antonio Mucci. Of course, this particular phone on my desk is not that old. If I'm correct, this came out first time in some late 1970s and was produced all over the 80s, and it was a pretty advanced phone for the time. I suppose it was one of the first active phone models in the world. It was produced in Denmark, and also like this one, which was named Digital 2000, was made in Finland. And one pretty nice thing with these phones, in that time it has got 4 different ringing tones to choose from. That's something that the older models did not have. And also this model has volume control for the earpiece in the handset, and also there is a switch inside the handset. If you put it on the table like that, when you're speaking on the phone, it will mute your microphone. And then there is this button. It is a speaker phone, so there is a little speaker inside the phone. You can listen to the phone call through that speaker. What I mean, this is the active phone. You know, if we are taking a look at the pictures from this book that I used to study years ago, there you can see the principle of these old phones. That's something that they looked like before. And there is the circuit of the old phone. It just uses 2 lines, the subscriber line with A and B line. It will send and receive the audio signal through that line, which goes to the telephone company. And here, this is the passive model. There is no active components inside the phone. There is just an audio section. There is a microphone, and there is an earpiece, and then there is some switching when you hook up, and there is a circuit for the ringing, and then some device to dial. So that's pretty much all there is. The principle is the same over the years. It has been since it has been invented. Now this model being active, the circuitry is different. There is an active amplifier for both earpiece and the microphone. And so there is also this resistor bridge, which prevents for you to hear your own voice from the earpiece when you are talking. For the audio transfer, this is not something high-end. If you are looking at the chart for the frequency response of the phones, so it is from 300 Hz to the 3400 Hz. Very narrow bandwidth with frequencies. It is suitable for the speech, so it's mostly used for the it was mostly used for the speak. And so I purchased this old phone, and what I'm going to do with it, of course we don't have those subscriber lines anymore here, so I can not block this in any line anymore. But what I can do, I can use the adapter for the analog phone to the voice over IP. And so I can continue using it. If I want to, I can subscribe a number from telephone company and put this device to the converter and use it over the internet and have phone calls. But that's not what I am going to do with it. I have planned to install this device to the voice over IP converter, and then I am going to plug it in my home network and connected it to my home assistant server. I have already installed a voice over IP module, the integration in my home assistant server, so when I plug this in the converter, then I can call to my home assistant server and use this as a voice assistant. And here you can have a look at this voice over IP converter. I just will plug the phone in this socket, and this goes to my home network. And then some configuration that I have to tell this module the IP address of my home assistant server and so on. But of course, when I bought this phone, it was not working. So let's have a look at inside this device, so I can show you what there is. It is very easy to open, and here you can see we have some electronics, ICs, transistors, capacitors, this little speaker, and the buttons. Also we have got these 4 letter buttons. They were meant to be for the future functions of the phone, but what I remember, we never got any future functions any day. We never used these. But anyways, this phone was just dead when it arrived, and there was no dial tone, nothing. And I had to troubleshoot this a little bit. Of course, here are many old electrolytic capacitors, and I suppose it would be a good thing to change them, but I did not just yet. And some other things that can go wrong if this phone will get some our current from the lightning or so. It can burn out very much components here, transistor and these diode bridges, and even IC. There are some protection for the surge current even. But in this case, what it was just a bad connection between this point and this point. The trace on the board was just corroded so bad that it was very high impedance between those 2 points, and I just put a little bit of wire between those points, and now it's working just fine. So with a little effort and troubleshooting, now we do have this fine telephone. And I'm going to call to my home assistant server, and maybe I'm going to give some commands. And of course, now we are going to test how this old audio equipment will work out with this modern technology. And let's make a call to my home assistant and try it out. Once I hook up, turn off the office light.
Sorry, I couldn't understand that.
Turn off the office light.
Turned off the light.
So, light is turned off now. Let's try another. What is the time?
7:56 p.m.
Thank you very much. So it works fine, and it's nice to have this own home assistant phone. Now, everything works just locally. Everything is in my own home network, and it works on my own home server, so nothing goes outside the house. Very neat thing to have. And I have something to do with this old phone again. So that's about it this time, and thank you very much for watching. I hope you will thumb up if you like my channel, and please consider to subscribe for the future videos. For now, I hope you all peace and happiness, and bye bye.
Audio tinkering lab, where sounds twist and snag, echoes of the past, blending new craft.